I'm a fly girl, and I'm meant to be in my community with unity. When you see her, you see me with respect, growth, purpose, and royalty. That's what I'm talking about, fly girl. At age 12, my whole world crashed right in front of me. I was sitting in a circle in 6th grade with some girls awaiting our pretty girl bracelet. They were blue and pink, matter of fact. And I knew I was destined to get a pretty girl bracelet because my mom, along with other people, would tell me how beautiful and pretty I was. But it took that one little girl, you know what I'm talking about, to lean into the girl who was weaving the pretty girl bracelets, look at me and whisper, "Don't give Lauren one, she's not pretty." In that instance, I was not only embarrassed, but my external smile turned into internal anger. And I vowed to myself on that day that nobody was going to embarrass me no more, nor your words was going to hurt me, that I was going to hurt you before you hurt me, and you was going to feel my words. But back in 2021, I didn't know I was going to sit around 12 little girls, including my daughter, to tell them the same story that I'm telling you guys. But I added to the twist that how you think, how you feel, and how you act upon a person can affect their future, whether negative or positive. And they're going to have to overcome that thing. Because during the days of my life, from childhood to adulthood, I second-guessed myself. I second-guessed my authenticity and my physical appearance. But now I'm coming to you live in living color right now. As I'm looking at these girls, I realize they actually listening to me. And at that moment, I knew I had to do something. I had to be the beacon of hope, the beacon of light that shines so bright for our young, fearless girls. So on today, I'm going to talk to you guys about how my wild but purposeful childhood experience is now shaping the next generation of our future. Being bold, being them, and being fearless. Imagine a world if we, as whole adults, not half, were to take our mental health seriously. Like, not make it a trend, but take it really serious. Like, stop buying nails and go buy you a therapist or something. All right. I can't with y'all today. Imagine that. Did you know that according to the Black National Women's Justice Institute, that approximately 50% of long-term mental illness starts at age 14 years old? And as I started thinking about that as a former educator, I can understand that, especially young girls. We go through the stages in between, I want to be grown, but I want to be a kid again. And I went through that in my childhood experience. And so as I'm thinking about what I needed to do for our next generation, it took me 13 years to say, I need a therapist, because therapy and Jesus go together, all right? So as I am approaching thinking about a therapist, I ran into Dr. Marisha Sherman of Intimate Altar Wellness, where you lay it at the altar. And at that moment, I saw that she saw me. And I was holding back one little thing that was holding me and needed to break the bondage. I was scared to tell her because I was embarrassed. And I thought I did it to myself too. But then I realized I didn't do it to myself. Y'all, I am a survivor of rape. But I'm not a victim. I'm victorious. And in that instance, when I had acknowledged that, the chain started to break. My eyes, the scale fell off. And instead of questioning my physical appearance and my authenticity, I decided to be me. And while I was being me, I made sure that I reach back for our next generation, because I am legend and they are legacy, okay? So as I'm healing, I also think about that 12-year-old little girl, what she needed in order for her to be able to change the trajectory of what happened to her. I had to forgive her as well. And I just want to say, for the record, I had a beautiful childhood experience. My parents been married for 43 years, and I'm trying to be like them when I grow up. And I also want to thank them and also my beautiful husband, who was patient enough to see my traumas and trigger and still held on to me after 7 years. 7 years mean completion, y'all. Y'all see this ring? Okay. I love you, Coach Bay. So there's 3 components that I make sure we do in our FLYGirlz program. One of them is creating a sense of belonging. Another thing is being able to actively engage in the child, and most importantly, make sure that we're checking in their emotional well-being. As far as sense of belonging, we want to make sure not only we want to feel welcome. Don't you want to feel welcome in rooms, right? You want the child to feel welcome, like they can peel the mask off to be their authentic selves. They can come in quirky, they can come in any way, but making sure that that's a no judgment free zone and we embrace you for who you are. As far as actively engaging in them, I make them put the phones up. How about that? We communicate with each other. And when we communicate with each other, the adults are listening while the child is talking. Sometimes we talk too much, y'all. Sometimes the child just wants you to see them and hear them. And my own daughter, Miss London J, taught me that. She tells me, Mama, can you listen and not talk? And I have to swallow my pride and say that, because her voice matters. So active engagement is very important. But most importantly, tuning in with their emotional well-being. But the 2 most important emotional well-beings I'm talking about is empathy and boundaries. Because, baby, I didn't know about no empathy and boundaries. When I tell you about that empathy part, I didn't like hugging people. When somebody told me, when I saw somebody crying, I say, stop crying. Stop being a punk. Suck it up. But now I know what empathy looks like. And boundaries, baby, I was a yes man. And can y'all attest to being a yes man or a people pleaser sometimes? Listen, that is very dangerous. But I teach them how to say no and yes, so then they won't go through what I've been through. Because when you say no and yes and you create those boundaries, it makes you feel like you have this confidence in the world. And I appreciate that. So my question to you is, what are you doing in order for you to shape the next generation? Are you just talking about them and saying what they're not doing? Or are you going out there to shape the minds of our next generation, of our future? Like I said, we are legends and they are legacy. So today, this is what I want you guys to do. I want you to put your hand over your heart and close your eyes. Nobody gonna take your purse, I promise. I want you to think about that one child that you can change, whether it's your daughter, your sister, any little girl that you can touch. Lean into her, smile at her, tell her that she is enough. Now open your eyes, because you are enough as well. We are healing and dealing with the situations that are going on. You see what you see, and we can internalize those things. But it's time for us to open up our mouths and stop seeing gray and live live and in color. Because, baby, I am living in color. Now, I want y'all to go out there, be bold, be you, and be fearless in these streets. Thank you.